Well, thinking about food prices in 2020 or thereafter, it's necessary to think about the drivers because what's going to happen to the drivers determines where prices will be. Now, my academic and policy work emphasizes demand shocks more than things on the supply side, such as harvests. And the reason for that is what we've seen is food prices rising across the board at the same time as metals prices and energy prices are high. And that couldn't result from anything on the supply side, a bad harvest. Those things tend to be regional or commodity specific. So I think it's almost all on the demand side. And I think in particular one has to look at growth in emerging market economies, and obviously China is the most important of those. And I think one has to look at biofuel demand. Now, if those are the important drivers, then one has to say then, how are these likely to move over the next decade? And I think the answer is related in both cases. The reason being that that there's high demand for food commodities for biofuel feedstocks is because the price of crude oil is high, and the reason the price of crude oil is high, a major reason, is because of growth in emerging market economies, in particular China. So what's going to happen to China and what's going to happen to the global economy? Well, I'm not a China expert, so I can't be sure, but my guess is that China is likely to continue to grow strongly over at least another decade. And I think that there are two possibilities here. One is that the rest of the world, which means us in Europe and in North America, has to make way for them, in which case food prices will not be enormously high, but will all be quite poor. Or if we manage to solve our problems in Europe and in North America, then so that we've got growth throughout the world, then I think food prices, along with oil prices, will be quite high, variable but high, over the 10-year period. So whether they'll be higher or lower than now, I can't say. But I don't think we're going back to a period of low prices unless we go into a major world recession, in which case that will not be the most important problem.